Everyone, Felix here. So, I get a lot of people asking me about brining. I do a lot of brining. It takes a little bit extra time, and by a little bit I mean like a day or so, but I'm telling you it's worth it for two reasons. One, you're gonna pack in that flavor. I love lots of flavor. I love juicy chicken, turkey, and brining will give you lots and lots of flavor, but also it makes it so that your poultry virtually cannot dry out. I don't think since I started brining chickens I've had one that tasted all gamey and dry yet. Number two is with brining, it equals safer poultry. Lowers the risk of salmonella and bacteria and all of that nasty stuff, because what happens is the saline solution actually, like, I don't want to say sterilizes, because that gives you that idea of like gross and bleaching, but it sucks out a lot of the blood and it neutralizes all the gross stuff that's in the blood and makes a safer product for you to cook with at home. So this is my really simple, basic brining technique, and I hope you guys all enjoy. Please hit like and subscribe to see more videos of how to make delicious food coming from yours truly, Felix Fudge. So if you know me for any amount of time, you know that one of the things I talk about all the time is brining your chickens. And it's a surefire way to accomplish two things: high flavor, and it minimizes bacteria growth, because basically you've made a saline solution, so you've gotten rid of all the bacteria. So I've got my chicken, I've got salt, I've got pepper, I've got some savory today. I'm just doing a basic one. Sometimes I fill it right up with a whole bunch of different vegetables, onions and garlic and whatnot, but not today, just keeping her simple. So this is about a cup of salt, coarse salt. I'm going to just dump that in there. And I know it seems like a lot, but that's how you make salty water. So I'm going to take like really hefty pinches of pepper. I'm going to do 3 there. And I'm going to dump the rest of this in here. This is probably about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Foop. And now I'm going to add the water and stir it up. Alrighty, so here we go. Got my water, got my whisk. I'm going to pour some in, give it a stir so that the salt starts breaking down right away. Because, I mean, you're not going to probably end up dissolving all of the salt, but you want a good amount of it dissolved in here. And that's it. Add some water, stir it. Now, this is tepid water. I mean, it's just like room temperature, but as soon as I get this stirred and as soon as I get that chicken in here, I'm going to stick it in the fridge, and I'm going to let it sit for 12 to 24 hours. I mean, anywhere between the 12 and 24 hour mark is going to be adequate, but I normally let mine sit for a really, really long time. When I do Thanksgiving dinner, I let it sit for 3 whole days. So just mix, 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 mix. And then all you gotta do is add your chicken, and then I'll top it off with whatever water. Like, I want my whole chicken to be covered, and if it's not, I want to make sure that it is. So I put it in, let the water get into the cavity, and then I'll just push it in a little bit. And then I'm just going to make sure this is covered, and I'm going to stick it in the fridge for the next day. Okay. This is 24 hours later, and I have my chicken in my pot that I just pulled from the fridge. As you can see over here, I've prepped up my roasting vessel over here, my roasting pan. I just have some seasoning in here: salt, pepper, some turnips, some celery, some garlic and onions. This is where I'll put some water and some chicken stock, and all of the drippings from my chicken later will go in here to make my flavorful gravy. So, moment of truth. Here it is. Ta-da! Chicken! 1 brined chicken. So, as you can see, all of the spices are here. They're on top of this chicken. And the chicken will have sort of an extra pale color. Now, you might remember from yesterday that these tips were really quite red, and all of that redness is gone. All that blood has been taken out. I'm just going to let this drip off a little bit here. And now all I'm going to do, because this is cold, is I'm going to put this in my pan and let it dry for a little bit and get up to a warmer temperature. Now you might be thinking, isn't that dangerous? Won't that create bacteria? All that good stuff. No. You can cook from cold. It's just going to take longer. A lot of chefs out there will tell you to have your meat at room temperature. I'm going to put a lemon in this bad boy. I'm going to melt some butter over top and fire her in the oven for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and she'll be all done. And it'll be juicy and flavorful, which you'll see next.